Let's talk about working with GarageBand drummers. I've got a lovely head cold, so my voice has dropped 4 octaves. But anyway, all right. So we're opening up our track that we already have with classic electric piano. First thing you want to do is go to the plus button, hover over that, and we're going to select drummer. And I'm going to show you a unique way that I work with drummers, just not using all the Apple loops because everybody uses them, but I'll show you a way to change them up and make them your own. So let's go create, and you have a drum track, and you can listen to this drum track just by hitting play. Get the idea, and it actually is a real drummer as compared to a fake drummer. It's a person playing. So once we've created this, I want to talk about working with the cycle mode. And if you'll notice up here, you have a bar grayed out. That's your cycle range. And we're going to click on cycle mode, or you can hit C on your keyboard, and it will open it up. And the default is 4 bars. And what this basically does is this loops your music for whatever you have selected it. You can move this around by grabbing the middle of it and just moving it around. You can also elongate it by clicking up. You'll notice that this turns to a right locator arrow, left arrow. You can also truncate it by doing that. So we're going to keep it set at 4 bars. Just to give you an idea of how this works, I'll set it for 2, and it will now loop 2 bars. And this is nice for a couple of things. Keep it at 4 bars here. Well, 5. I can count. This is nice for a couple things, because if you have a longer composition, you can actually move around the composition without having to start at the beginning. It's nice to loop sections because you can try things with the drummer, as we're going to find out. So that's cycle mode. Okay, if you don't have your library window open, make sure the track is selected, your drummer track, and you can hit Y to open your library or close your library on your keyboard. And this will show you a couple things. So on the left-hand side, we have different styles: rock, alternative, songwriter, blah, blah, blah. And on the right-hand side, we have different drummers playing these styles. So that's one way you can audition these drummers. So if I were to go songwriter and go funky songwriter Levi, notice that this changes. The drum set stays the same, but now the groove has changed. And I can go to Darcy, and this changes again. So you can audition different styles in different drummers, and there's quite a few to choose from. Next thing you can do is go to the Edit menu and click on E, or you can go up here and click on the icon for that. Now this will also present you with even more presets. So if you go down here within the pop songwriter Darcy, we now have these beat presets here. And you can audition all of these, and these change. And you'll notice that the drum sounds will change when you click on it. You can see which drums are being used, etc., etc., etc. So what you should do right now is just, excuse me, experiment with the different drummers and the different sounds. And, so take some time and do that right now, and maybe find something that you like. There's quite a few. Oh, I haven't talked about the sounds down here. Basically what this does is this changes your kits, your drum kits. So if I wanted to do Bluebird here with an electronic drum kit, I could just click on this, and I'll go 70s rhythm box. And now listen to it. Or I could try and look at all the different drum kits. So if I wanted to go back to drum kits, I could try retro rock. And you're getting different drum kits. So experiment with your styles, your drummers, your drum kits, and then Also, your whoops, we switched here off of the edit window. And experiment with your different beat presets. So there's a lot happening right here, but note that anytime you change any of these, this will change up here. And I'm going to talk more about how we can edit this, because it is basically an audio file, but we're going to turn it into a MIDI file. Okay, this is the way that I edit and create new drum grooves. You may find a different way to do it, but this works for me. So we have our drummer track here already, and we're going to go up to the plus button up here. And we're going to select MIDI software instrument and create. If your library window is not open like this, make sure that this icon is selected, and you're going to open up your library. It's going to default to the classic electric piano, and we're going to go up to drum kit. And you could select either drum kit or electronic drum kit, totally up to you what you want to do. And this is now, we've created, the name will change in a minute when we select something. So let's select Bluebird for our drum kit. So I've selected drum kit, and then for the drum kit, I'm going to select Bluebird. Now notice this has changed. We don't need this window open, excuse me, right now. So we now have a software instrument track that's going to generate MIDI. First thing you want to make sure to do is that your playhead is all the way over to the beginning, because we're going to copy and paste this, and I'll show you how this will work. Because if it's not, it'll copy and paste it somewhere else on the GarageBand window. So we're going to select our Retro Rock drummer track by clicking on it, and then we're going to go Command C for copy. Then we're going to select our Bluebird drum track by clicking on it, and we're going to go Command V for paste. And now, if you'll notice, we have a pretty much exact duplicate of our Retro Rock. So if you solo the Retro Rock, let's mute this and listen to the Retro Rock track. Now we'll mute the Retro Rock track and listen to our newly created Bluebird track. And it is pretty much identical. So why do we do this? Well, first of all, because this will allow us to, it's a lot easier to edit and move MIDI data around than it is audio data. So if we want to edit this track, first thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on it, and this will open up the edit window. And you want to make sure that this is on piano roll. And notice that when you see this, this is your MIDI data, and we've already talked about how to manipulate this, but you can actually hear, if you click on it, you can hear each sound. So starts out with a cymbal crash. Maybe we don't want a cymbal crash, so all you have to do is delete it, and now the cymbal crash at the beginning is gone. And you can change any of the drum sounds by clicking and dragging. You can make that a clap track if you want. So you can get rid of things if you don't want the ride cymbal. You can actually create your own, obviously, own drum track by just moving stuff around. You can also change drum sounds. So if I decide I don't want this, I'll go to the electronic drum kit, and I'll put my 808 Flex kit in. And now if we go down to this and double click it again, now we have the 808 Flex. So totally different sounds, but same groove. And in this way, you can create unique drum grooves and manipulate them, and you still have your original retro track up here, Retro Rock track up here, still intact. So experiment with it, have fun. I don't typically use the drummer tracks right out of the can because everybody uses them, everybody's heard them. So create your own and have fun.